Ria.
Ria.
Comrades Ria.
Ria. My name is Wesley Masongo and I am the president of Riara University. I also work closely with other university leaders to actually address key issues that are affecting our nation. And today, on the behalf of university students and young people of this country, we would like to appreciate the move by His Excellency the President Dr. William Samoei Ruto in actually trying to fix this country by listening to the voices of the young people and accepting to be guided by their wisdom. His willingness to actually dissolve the cabinet and withdraw the finance bill are steps towards the right direction of fixing this nation. The youth of this nation recognize and welcome both decisions. As university student leaders and ambassadors of our Generation Z, we suggest that the president, as he thinks about constituting the new cabinet, he actually considers greatly young people of this nation who have distinguished themselves in leadership, public service for these positions. We need young, creative, and competent minds to be directly responsible for the future of our nation. The return of defunct cabinet secretaries to those positions and dockets is a no-go zone in these discussions. To the members of the parliament who have failed terribly to represent the interest of Wananchi, we want to remind you that the Generation Z and the comrades of this country are coming for you. We would like to remind them that just as the way the president has dismissed cabinet, the members of the public are going to review each one of them and their position, beginning with the recent finance bill. We are going to evaluate how they have performed in parliament, and those who are found inconsistent with the wishes of Mwananchi are going to be recalled. Yes. In the same spirit, we would like to remind heads of parastatals and heads of parastatals and public servants that if you are corrupt, if you have a dent in your service to the people and a conflict of interest, the winter of our discontent is definitely coming for you. Yes. Yeah. Comrades, power. Power. Comrades, Tibim. Now, regarding the education, coming to the education sector, the Ministry of Education has terribly failed because it has put the education of this nation at jeopardy. From the unsure competence-based curriculum in the lowest ranks of education to a very expensive higher funding model that is not there to cater into the issues of the comrades, we would like to say that serious change will and must be effected. Comrades, power. Power. We would like to get assurances that even with the dismissal of the Cabinet Secretary, Honorable Ezekiel Machogu, the issues, the action points that were raised on the meeting held on July 10th at the Ministry of Education offices is going to continue without hesitation. Some of these measures that we actually discussed, comrades, are about the review of the new funding model to actually cater and consider the dissatisfaction of university student leaders with the system. Comrades, power. Power. Issues of awareness, comrades, parents, even ministry officials do not even understand what this funding model is about. Comrades do not understand the effects of the implementation. The government needs to come clear on how this implementation of this funding model is being done. And finally, government must explain the metrics through which it actually arrived on the categorization of this new funding model. Comrades, power. Power. Now, the third issue that was actually discussed on the 10th of July with the cabinet, the former cabinet secretary, were consultative meetings that were supposed to be held on 9th of August with the ministry to get updates on the progress of student demands must go on without hesitation. Comrades, power. Power. Now, the timely release of HELB and higher education funds loans during the first weeks of the semester is a key issue that was actually raised. The creation of a central organization, which one of us is going to explain further why we are doing this creation of a central organization by the students under the Ministry of Education. Finally, we talked about the review of the government policy by Parliament, which restricted the access of private students to access the scholarship that are offered under the higher education funding model. Finally, comrades, we want to address issues on abductions, extrajudicial killings, and police people who have actually refused the temptation to use live bullets on innocent comrades. Comrades, power. Power. It is at this juncture that we would like to join our comrades at Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and Technology in their mourning of Denzel, who was one of the comrades who was actually killed following the protests that the Gen Z are doing. We are saying this: the police should, and the security agents who uses excessive force on peaceful demonstrators, resulting in death of several comrades, they need to refrain from such behavior. And we further ask this president to reform the police sector by firing all those responsible for the losses of the life and actually prosecuting these people in court. Beginning from the IG of police who actually resigned 3 days ago, which is a quiet admission of guilt that he either mismanaged the protest or had a direct impact on those people who lost their lives. Comrades, power. Comrades, prosecute. Comrades, prosecute. The security agents need to respect the rights of all arrested people and enshrined in the Article 49 of the Constitution, to produce them in court or to release them altogether to reduce the the effect that is having on their families. Finally, we would like to say that these measures are a first of very many that we must take to fix this country. The young people of Kenya are willing and ready for the change, and we are the custodians of our future. And in the spirit of dialogue, student leaders are willing to engage with the president on a stakeholder level to ensure that his efforts to rebuild these nations and putting it in the right track are not hijacked by masqueraders and people who want to go around pretending that they are student leaders. The opaque nature, comrades, the opaque nature of the multi-sectoral reform committee that has members of the public who are still strangers to the comrades and the students of this nation must not continue without the input of student leaders. Comrades, opaque. Comrades, opaque. Now, the dialogue committee should engage student leaders. And if the student leaders are not engaged in this dialogue, then we don't believe that there is dialogue. I'm going to invite some of these people, my few friends, who are going to clarify on the main issues that have been raised in the debate.
Comrades, power. Let's say comrades are always correct and a comrade is never wrong. Comrades, correct?
Correct.
We want to address the issue about multi-sectoral forum, and we want to say the following. Comrades must be involved in the incoming dialogue that will be held at Bomas, and this opaque nature of multi-sectoral forum, which has been, as circulating, that will only be of a few of the political class. As comrades, we are rejecting. Comrades, reject. And we must be there. And if we are not going to be on the table, if the agencies of this country are not going to be on that table, if our issues are not going to be addressed, we are going to break that table. Comrades, correct. Comrades, resolve. We must be there. Comrades, ria. Comrades, tibi.
Thank you very much.
Comrades Ria. Comrades Ria. I'm going to address the issue of private universities as far as scholarship is concerned. We realize that as students, we all belong. We are all citizens of this great republic. True. And so when it's come to scholarship, I sometimes wonder, why is it that private universities only are able to get access to loans, yet scholarship will only go to the public university? I really recommend that if it is scholarship, if it is loans, let it be applicable to both private and public universities. And in that, we'll have a sense of belonging. We will feel that we are loved in our nation. We will feel that we belong and we have the right for our own future. And then lastly, I recommend and I urge the relevant authorities that let the number of students in private universities be increased. We want the quorum to increase. We want the quorum to be met. Without that, we believe that we are heading nowhere and we'll only have one sector that will not be able to fit our nation. I thank you.